child. You have been carrying a feeling you cannot explain. It is not sadness exactly. It is not anxiety exactly. It is not depression exactly. It is something underneath all of those words. Something that sits in your chest before you open your eyes in the morning. Something that follows you through the afternoon, even when nothing has gone wrong. Something that makes the evening feel longer than it should. You have tried to name it. You have tried to push past it. You have tried to sleep it away, pray it away, distract it away. But it remains. Quietly, persistently, like a weight sewn into the lining of your coat that you cannot find but always feel. And today I want you to know something. I see it. I see what you have been carrying, and before this message is over, you will understand why you feel this way. You will understand what has been happening beneath the surface. And you will understand what this feeling has been trying to tell you all along. Stay with me, because what I'm about to say will feel like someone opened a door inside your mind that you did not know was closed. You wake up in the morning and the first thing you feel is not energy, it is weight. Not the weight of a specific problem. Not the weight of a bill or a deadline or a conversation you are dreading. It is a general heaviness, like the air in your room is thicker than it should be. You lie there for a moment, and something in you whispers, "Not again." You get up. You go through your routine. You brush your teeth. You check your phone. But you are not really reading anything on the screen. Your eyes move across words, across notifications, across messages, but nothing lands. You scroll and scroll, and you are not looking for anything. You are just trying to feel something that makes sense. Then you walk into a room and forget why you went there. Not once, not occasionally, but regularly. Your mind feels like it is running on low power. Not broken, just dimmed. Like someone turned the brightness down on your thoughts, and you cannot find the setting to turn it back up. You sit down to eat, and the food does not taste the way it should. Not because anything is wrong with it, but because your ability to enjoy simple things has quietly started to fade. You used to look forward to meals. You used to look forward to the end of the day. You used to look forward to weekends. Now these things arrive, and you feel almost nothing. My beloved, I know. You smile at people, and it is not fake exactly, but it is not full either. It is a surface-level expression that you have practiced so many times, it feels automatic. Someone asks how you are doing, and you say fine without thinking. Not because you are lying, but because the truth is too complicated to explain in a hallway or a text message. You are exhausted after doing simple things. A phone call drains you. A short errand leaves you needing to sit down. You look at your to-do list, and it feels like it was written for someone with twice your energy. And the guilt comes, because you think, why am I so tired when I have not done anything hard today? But here is what no one has told you. The tiredness is not coming from what you are doing. It is coming from what you are carrying. And what you are carrying is invisible to everyone around you. But it is crushingly real to your spirit. Listen closely. You have started to feel distant from things you used to care about. Hobbies that once made you lose track of time now sit untouched. Friends you used to call every week now go months without hearing from you. Not because you do not love them, but because the energy it takes to be present with another person feels like a currency you no longer have. You have moments in the shower, or in the car, or late at night, where something rises in your chest. Not quite tears, not quite panic, just a pressure, a fullness. Like your body is trying to release something your mind will not let go of, and you push it down. You breathe through it. You tell yourself you are fine. And the moment passes, but the weight does not. You have started doing something you may not have even noticed. You have started withdrawing, not dramatically, not in a way that anyone would call concernings, but slowly, quietly. You decline one invitation, then another. You leave conversations earlier than you used to. You sit in your car for an extra 5 minutes before going inside. You need more silence, more space, more distance between you and the world, and you do not fully understand why. I see you. I see the way you lie awake at night replaying conversations from years ago. Not because they matter now, but because your mind does not know how to be still anymore. It searches for things to process because it has a backlog of emotions it was never given time to sort through. You thought you dealt with those things. You thought you moved on. But moving forward and moving through are not the same thing. And you moved forward without ever moving through. I see the way you compare yourself to other people and wonder what they have that you do not. Not in an envious way, in a bewildered way. You look at people who seem to function normally, who seem to wake up with energy, who seem to enjoy their days, and you think, what is wrong with me that I cannot do what seems to come so easily to them? But nothing is wrong with you. They have not walked your road. They have not carried your weight. They have not held together what you have been holding. I see the way you start something and abandon it halfway through. Not because you are lazy, but because the spark that used to drive you to finish things has dimmed. Projects sit incomplete. Goals sit unstarted. Dreams you once chased with passion now sit in a drawer in your mind marked someday. And someday keeps getting pushed further away. Not because you stopped wanting those things, but because wanting requires energy, and energy requires a source, and your source has been running dry for longer than you want to admit. And there is one more thing I see that you have told no one. You have moments where you wonder if anyone would even notice if you stopped trying so hard. If you stopped being the one who remembers birthdays, the one who checks in, the one who holds the group together. You wonder if anyone is paying attention to you the way you pay attention to them. And that thought does not make you angry. It makes you tired, because you already know the answer, and the answer is what exhausts you most. But there is something deeper happening here, something beneath even these symptoms. If this describes how you have been feeling, write in the comments right now, I understand. Because I need you to know you are not imagining this. You are not being dramatic. You are not weak. Something real has been happening inside you, and the fact that you cannot name it does not make it less real. It makes it harder, because you cannot fight what you cannot see. You cannot heal what you cannot identify. And you have been trying to fix a feeling without understanding where it comes from. But I understand where it comes from, and that is why you are here right now. Hear me carefully. This feeling did not arrive overnight. It has been building, layer by layer, day by day. like sediment settling at the bottom of a river. Each layer so thin you did not notice it being added. But over time, the accumulation changed the depth of everything. Some of what you are carrying is grief you never fully processed. Not just the grief of losing someone, though that may be part of it, but the grief of lost seasons, lost expectations, lost versions of yourself that you thought you would become by now. You grieve quietly for the life you imagined and the life you are living, and the distance between the two has become a silent ache you carry every single day. Some of what you are carrying is emotional exhaustion from years of being the strong one, the reliable one, the one who holds it together, the one who listens, the one who shows up, the one who never falls apart where people can see. You have been so busy being someone else's anchor that you forgot you are also a ship that needs a harbor. And some of what you are carrying, and this is the part most people never realize, is spiritual distance. Not distance because you stopped believing, not distance because you walked away, but distance that grew so gradually you did not notice the gap widening. You still pray, but the prayers feel like they hit the ceiling. You still believe, but the belief feels more like memory than experience. You are going through the motions of faith while feeling none of the closeness that once made it feel alive. I want to tell you something now that may surprise you. There was a man in Scripture who felt exactly what you feel. Not a sinner running from me, not a doubter questioning me. A prophet, one of the most powerful men who ever walked the earth. A man who called fire from heaven. A man who stood alone against 450 false prophets and did not flinch. A man who heard my voice on a mountaintop and obeyed without hesitation. His name was Elijah. And the day after his greatest victory, he collapsed. Stay with me. Because what happened to Elijah is the key to understanding what is happening to you. On Mount Carmel, Elijah did the impossible. He challenged the prophets of Baal. He built an altar. He drenched it with water 3 times. And he prayed. And fire fell from heaven. Not a spark, not a flicker. A consuming blaze that devoured the offering, the wood, the stones, the dust, and the water. The people fell on their faces. They cried out, "The Lord, He is God." It was the single greatest demonstration of divine power in Elijah's life. And then Jezebel sent a message. One sentence, "I will do to you what you did to my prophets." That is all she said. One threat, from one woman. After Elijah had just witnessed heaven itself respond to his prayer. And Elijah ran. He did not stand and fight. He did not call fire again. He did not pray boldly. He ran into the wilderness alone. And when he could run no further, he sat under a broom tree and said something that breaks my heart every time I hear it. He said, "It is enough. Take my life. Now listen to me carefully." This was not a weak man. This was not a faithless man. This was a man who had poured out everything. Every ounce of courage, every reserve of strength, every drop of spiritual energy. He had given it all on the mountain. And when the threat came, he had nothing left. Not because he lacked faith, but because he was human. And humans have limits, even prophets, even the ones who call down fire. But there is something about Elijah's collapse that most people miss. He did not just run from Jezebel, he ran from everyone. He left his servant behind. He went into the wilderness alone. He isolated himself completely. Sound familiar? When you are depleted, you do not run toward people. You run from them, not because you hate them, but because the effort of being seen, the effort of explaining what you cannot explain, the effort of wearing your normal face when nothing inside you feels normal, that effort becomes one demand too many. Elijah sat under that tree, and he did not pray for strength. He did not ask for another miracle. He asked to die. And I need you to understand what that means. It does not mean Elijah wanted death. It means he wanted the pain to stop. He wanted the pressure to end. He wanted to stop feeling the crushing weight of expectation that had been sitting on his chest for years. He was not suicidal. He was finished. There is a difference, and some of you understand that difference better than you would like to admit. And what did I do? Did I rebuke him? Did I scold him for running? Did I remind him of the fire and demand he be stronger? No. I sent an angel with bread and water. I let him eat. I let him sleep. I let him eat again. I let him sleep again. Before I said a single word to him about his purpose or his calling or his future, I let his body rest. Because I understood something that Elijah did not understand about himself in that moment. He was not failing. He was depleted. And depletion is not a sin. It is a signal. My beloved, pay attention to this. What you have been calling your problem may actually be a signal. Your body, your mind, your spirit, they are telling you something. Not that you are broken, not that you are doing life wrong, but that you have been running on reserves that ran out a long time ago, and you have been operating on fumes and calling it faith. You have been pushing through exhaustion and calling it discipline. You have been ignoring your own needs and calling it selflessness. You have been carrying burdens that were never yours to carry and calling it responsibility. And now your whole system is saying, it is enough. That heaviness you feel in the morning, that is not weakness. That is your spirit begging for rest it has not been given. That disconnection you feel from people you love, that is not coldness. That is your heart protecting itself because it has been stretched too thin for too long. That fog in your mind, that inability to focus, that feeling of walking through your days on autopilot, that is not laziness. That is depletion so deep that even your thoughts are tired. If you have been carrying more than people realize, write in the comments, still standing. Because the fact that you are still standing is not a small thing. It is a testament to a strength you do not even recognize in yourself. But I recognize it. I see every morning you got up when your body begged you to stay down. I see every smile you gave when your heart was aching. I see every prayer you whispered when you were not even sure I was listening. I was listening. I have always been listening. Now I want to take you deeper, because understanding that you are depleted is only the first step. The next question is, what depleted you? And the answer is not as simple as you think. It was not one thing. It was the accumulation. It was the year you said yes to everything and no to nothing. It was the season you spent pouring into people who never poured back. It was the grief you shelved because there was no time to sit with it. It was the change you knew you needed to make, but kept postponing because the discomfort of staying felt safer than the uncertainty of moving. It was the slow, quiet abandonment of the things that once fed your soul. The walks you stopped taking, the journal you stopped writing in, the conversations with me that became shorter and more rushed until they became occasional and then rare. Not because you stopped loving me, but because the noise of your life grew so loud that the still small voice got buried under obligations and expectations and the relentless pressure to keep performing. Hear me carefully now. I did not come to Elijah on the mountain with an earthquake. I did not come in the fire. I did not come in the wind. I came in the still small voice. And the reason you have been struggling to hear me is not that I have been silent. It is that your life has been too loud for the frequency I speak on. I do not shout over your chaos. I wait in your stillness. And you have had no stillness. Your mind races from the moment you wake to the moment you collapse into sleep. Your phone fills every gap. Your responsibilities fill every margin. And the space where I used to meet you, that quiet inner room where your spirit and mine would sit together, that space has been crowded out. Not by sin, not by rebellion, by sheer volume, by the weight of a life that never pauses. This is why you feel distant from me. Not because I moved, but because the noise moved in, and it brought so much furniture that there is no room for us to sit together anymore. And this is where the restoration begins. Not with a grand gesture, not with a dramatic moment, not with fire from heaven. It begins the same way it began for Elijah, with bread, with water, with sleep, with the most basic acts of receiving care instead of always giving it. I am not asking you to do more. Listen to me. I am asking you to do less. I am asking you to stop performing your life and start living it. I am asking you to put down the weight you were never designed to carry and let me hold it for a while. You do not have to be strong right now. You do not have to have answers right now. You do not have to fix everything right now. You just have to be honest about where you are. And where you are is tired. Where you are is depleted. Where you are is running on a faith you can barely feel anymore. And even that thin thread of belief that brought you here today is enough for me to work with. If you are listening and something in you is shifting, write one word in the comments. Write rest. Because that is what I am offering you. Not a formula, not a 5-step plan, not a performance you have to deliver to earn my attention. Rest. The kind of rest that goes deeper than sleep. The kind that reaches into the marrow of your spirit and says, you can stop striving now. You can stop proving yourself now. You can stop pretending now. I knew you before you built all those walls. I knew you before you learned to perform. I knew you before you figured out which version of yourself gets the most approval. And the version of you that is sitting here right now, exhausted and confused, and wondering if something is fundamentally wrong with you, this is the version I am closest to, because this is the version that is not pretending. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Your breakdown is not a failure. It is a breakthrough trying to happen. The walls you built to protect yourself have also imprisoned you, and the heaviness you feel is the weight of living inside a structure that was never meant to be permanent. Those walls were survival mechanisms. They were necessary for a season. But the season has passed, and now the very things that protected you are suffocating you. The emotional numbness. That was a wall. It protected you when feeling everything would have destroyed you. But now, it is keeping you from feeling the good things too. The withdrawal, that was a wall. It protected you from people who took too much. But now, it is keeping you from the people who would actually give. The constant busyness, that was a wall. It kept you distracted from pain you were not ready to face. But now, it is keeping you distracted from the peace that is waiting on the other side of that pain. I am not tearing these walls down by force. That is not how I work. I am standing on the other side, knocking. I have always been knocking. And the fact that you can hear the knocking, that faint, persistent sense that something needs to change, that is not your anxiety. That is my voice. I have been calling you, not to do more, not to try harder, but to come closer, to come as you are, depleted, confused, tired, uncertain. I know you are afraid of what you will feel if you let the walls down. I know that. You built them because the last time you were fully open, fully vulnerable, fully exposed, someone or something hurt you in a way that changed how you move through the world. And you decided, never again. You decided you would keep a part of yourself locked away where no one could reach it. Not even me. But that locked room is where your joy is. That is where your peace is. That is where the version of you that laughs without thinking, that trusts without calculating, that loves without measuring, that is where that person has been waiting. Behind a door you sealed shut to protect yourself. And now the protection has become a prison, and you cannot figure out why you feel so confined when your life looks perfectly fine from the outside. The next truth is harder to accept, but you need to hear it. Some of the weight you carry is weight you chose, not consciously, not maliciously, but you chose it. You chose to say yes when your spirit said no. You chose to stay in situations that drained you because leaving felt more frightening than suffering. You chose to carry other people's burdens because their approval felt like love, and you were so hungry for love that you would pay any price to keep it coming. And I do not say this to shame you. I say this because freedom requires honesty, and you cannot put down what you will not admit you are holding. Come anyway. Elijah came to me at his lowest. He did not come with a sermon. He did not come with confidence. He came with nothing but exhaustion and honesty. And I did not reject him. I fed him. I sheltered him. I let him rest. And only after he was restored did I give him his next step. Not his next 10 steps, his next 1 step. And that is what I am doing with you. I am not giving you a roadmap tonight. I am giving you permission. Permission to stop. Permission to feel what you have been suppressing. Permission to grieve what you have lost. Permission to admit that you are not okay. And to believe that not being okay does not disqualify you from my love. Nothing disqualifies you from my love. If you are hearing me, and something in your spirit is responding, write in the comments, I am listening, because I need you to hear the rest of what I have to say. The feeling you have been carrying, the one you walked into this message with, the one that has no name and no clear origin, it is not a malfunction. It is your spirit telling you that something in your life is misaligned. Not catastrophically, not irreparably, but meaningfully. Something that matters to you has been neglected. Something that feeds you has been abandoned. Something that anchors you has been left behind. And the heaviness is your spirit mourning the absence. It is the same heaviness Elijah felt under that tree. Not the heaviness of failure, the heaviness of a soul that has given everything and received nothing back. The heaviness of a person who has been so focused on surviving that they forgot what it feels like to actually live. But here is the promise I made to Elijah, and the promise I am making to you right now. The wilderness is not your destination. It is your transition. You are not stuck here. You are passing through here. And on the other side of this passage is not a return to the exhausting life you were living before. It is something new, something quieter, something truer. A life with more margin, more honesty, more of me and less of everything that was drowning me out. You will not leave this season the same person who entered it. And that is not a punishment. That is the point. I am not restoring you to who you were. I am rebuilding you into someone more honest, more whole, more free. Someone who does not need the walls anymore. Someone who can feel without being destroyed by it. Someone who can rest without guilt. Someone who can say no without shame. Someone who can sit in silence with me and not feel the need to fill it with words or tasks or performance. That person is already inside you, buried under the exhaustion, buried under the expectations, buried under years of being everything to everyone. But that person is still there, and I am calling them out. Not with force, with tenderness, not with commands, with an invitation. Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. That was not a suggestion. That was a promise, and it was spoken directly to you, not to the strong version of you, not to the put-together version of you, to the version of you that is sitting here right now, barely holding on, wondering why everything feels so heavy. This version, this moment, this is exactly where my promise meets you. You asked why you feel this way. Now you know. You feel this way because you are human, because you have limits, because you have been ignoring those limits for longer than your spirit can sustain. Because you have been carrying alone what was meant to be carried together. Because you have been running without rest, performing without pause, giving without receiving. And because in the middle of all that doing, you lost touch with the one who sustains your being. But I am still here. I did not leave when you got too busy to notice me. I did not leave when your prayers got shorter. I did not leave when your faith felt more like habit than relationship. I have been here, in the stillness you have been avoiding, in the silence you have been filling, in the ache you have been numbing. I have been here, and I am here now. I was here on the nights you cried and did not know why. I was here on the mornings you stared at the ceiling and bargained with yourself to get out of bed. I was here when you drove in silence, because even music felt like too much. I was here when you sat in a room full of people and felt completely alone. I was here when you typed out a message asking for help and then deleted it because you did not want to be a burden. I caught every deleted message. I heard every swallowed cry. I felt every moment you almost reached out and then pulled back. And I did not judge you for pulling back. I simply stayed. Because that is what I do. I stay. Even when you do not feel me. Even when you are not looking for me. even when you have convinced yourself that you are too far gone for my attention. I stay. So here is what I am asking you to do. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, take a breath, a real one. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let the weight you have been gripping with white knuckles start to loosen. You do not have to solve your life tonight. You just have to let me in. That is enough. You are enough. And this feeling, this nameless, heavy, confusing feeling, it is not your enemy. It is your invitation. An invitation to stop running, to stop pretending, to stop performing, and to come home to the only place where your spirit was ever meant to rest. In me. Write in the comments your declaration. Write, I understand now, because you do. Not everything, not every detail, but enough. Enough to know that what you have been feeling is not madness. It is not weakness. It is your spirit crying out for something your life has not been giving it. And today, that cry has been heard. I heard you. I have always heard you. And I am not going anywhere. Rest now. Not because you have earned it, but because you were always meant to have it. And the God who fed Elijah under a broom tree in the wilderness is the same God who is sitting with you right now, in whatever wilderness you are in, saying the same thing I said to him. Rise and eat, for the journey is too great for you alone. You are not alone. You were never alone. And this feeling, this season, this heaviness, it is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your return, and I will be with you every step of the way.